a journal of 2 visits made to some nations of Indians on the west side of the river, Ohio, by the Reverend David Jones. February 6th, 1773, continued. Religion. It is said of these as well as of all Indians that I heard of, that they believe there is a good monito and a bad monito, but they in no manner worship either one or the other. 'Tis doing them injustice to say they worship the devil, for they give themselves no concern about God or the devil. They have not one thought worthy of God. 'Tis a subject, neither thought on nor spoken. In no way do they acknowledge either mercies or judgments as coming from God. They seem to have some conceptions of his making the world at first, but none as a preserver or governor of the works of his hands. Never do they call on any higher power to interpose in any distress, neither do they apprehend that he is displeased with any of their actions, not thinking anything to be a sin. They seem to have no desire to know him. 'Tis said, by them that are best acquainted with them, that it never doth appear that they have any reproof of conscience for crimes committed, so that it may well be said that they are without any kind of religion, good or bad, inward or outward. It would be a mercy if this representation could be confined to the Shawnees. But how many are among us that though they profess that they know God, yet in works deny him? There is much noise in the world about what they call natural religion, but I am fully convinced now there is no such thing existing. For if men had neither tradition or revelation other ways, they would concern themselves about God little more than the brutes that perish. 'Tis probable some may say that some heathens have wrote well concerning God. This is granted, but pray, kind reader, how came they by that knowledge? Had they no tradition to begin on? Till it is proved that they had none, the argument is not affected, and this is a point that never can be made appear. Whoever reads Grotius on the truth of the Christian religion will see how they came by their knowledge, and whoever confides that the world was in a comparison then young will see that tradition was not extinct. Footnote. By tradition is meant something handed down from Adam to Noah, and from him to his posterity, etc. End of footnote. Is it not a great crime to use the knowledge obtained from revelation only to malign it? It is indeed horrid ingratitude. And are they not guilty of this, who call that knowledge obtained from it by the name of natural religion? It is wished that such persons could only see the Indians, especially such as have least acquaintance with us, for others gain knowledge from us. Therefore, if judgment is formed from such, a great mistake will be made by supposing that to be natural, which is acquired, 'tis more than probable, if the experiment was made, that they would be so convinced as to give up the point, acknowledging that if God had not revealed himself to us, we would have never made it our concern to seek after him. We read nothing of Adam's concerns about God after his transgression, till God first calls upon him. Might we not have expected to find him, who so lately possessed the image of God, breaking out into a soliloquy, something like unto this:
Alas, where am I? To what a state has my vain, my ungrateful attempts brought me? Now I feel nothing but gloomy darkness overspreading all my wretched soul, and an awful distance from that God with whom I was wont to have the sweetest communion. How can I thus live, robbed of my paradise of joy. Oh, will heaven look down on such a rebel?
But the sacred historian gives not the least hint of any relentings on this occasion, nor of any desires after God. And if the case was so with our first parent after his transgression, can we expect any of his defendants to be better disposed? Such an expectation would indicate both ignorance and arrogance. Though the present case of these Indians is so deplorable, yet it is my opinion that they might be civilized in a short time if it became a matter of public concern, and authority would interpose to support some well-disposed and well-qualified persons who would be willing to endure hardships for the good of the needy. There is one difficulty in common not considered, which is to say, this people live a vagrant life, seldom remaining long in one place, especially in the summer season. If they were persuaded and assisted in farming and learned to read, they might soon be civilized. 'Tis strange that nothing has been done by the provinces contiguous to the Indians. Under all these disadvantages, if there was no rum brought among them, it appears to me that some good might have been done. Some have thought that the traders prejudiced the Indians against me. 'Tis possible that there were some so bad, but in general I must clear them of the charge, believing that it would have been very agreeable to have seen my journey successful. Some of the traders were not only civil, but very generous, especially Messrs. Irwin, Henry, and Duncan. The others were very kind, but had not an equal opportunity of showing hospitality. I am sorry that I was obliged to remove before more instructions could be given in return for their kindness. But such was the distress that my best friends advised my removal. At present, indeed, it is not safe for any person to venture himself among these lawless savages, who have no conscience about shedding innocent blood.